Hello everybody, it's Patty here with Patty Stitches. Today is, February the 9th, 2026, and this is episode 337. On today's show I have whips and I have haul. I don't have a separate segment for haul because I started using my haul right away, and you will see both of the things I got in my whips. So sit back and relax. Grab your beverage of choice, which is water for me today, your craft of choice, and let's chat. So, how was everybody's week? Mine was good. I got the house back in order, which means I put the Christmas tree away. I put the rest of the decorations for Christmas away. I started kind of cleaning up this room a little bit because I had been shoving things in here to get it out of the way for Christmas. So this room still has a little bit it needs to get done before it's back into halfway decent shape. Let's see, what else did I do? I, of course, cleaned up the house, did laundry, all those fun things that you have to do when you come back from a trip. We did have a Super Bowl party with my two sons and the little's mother. She was here. My two sons were here, and the littles were here. They had a really great time playing. I pulled out my son's old, very old Game Boys. I have their pocket Game Boys, or two of them, and they thought that was really fun. I got one working. The other one I need more batteries for, so I will pick up batteries later. And I still had some old games. I have an original Game Boy, so they thought that was really cool, and I didn't have batteries for that one either, so I'll have to get batteries for that. And that all stemmed from I put together the Lego Game Boy. So they thought that was really cool, and they played with that for a little bit, just messing with it. And as you see, there's another Lego here. So this is the Mario Piranha plant. I'm going to put that together in the next week or two. It was a lot of fun putting that together. I had a blast. When I wasn't feeling the stitching, I did that. I actually did some knitting too when I wasn't feeling stitching. So that was incredible. Yeah. So yeah, that's been kind of my week. I stitched on a lot of projects, but I didn't do a lot of stitching. So some of these I barely touched, but at least I touched them. So shall we get on with that already? I think so. All right. So I worked on my first Whip Go call for January, and that was Seaside Sampler by Rosewood Manor. I am stitching this one on a 32 count Vintage Country Mocha Belfast linen by Swigert. Yep. And I'm using the called for silks. So that is where I'm at. I filled in the fish. So these fish are done. I did the octopus head, or octopi's heads, and I started back stitching, so I just need to finish that back stitching on that. So yeah, very, very cool, I think. Okay, and then I pulled out Miss Prim, and these are Skull Garden. I know I probably have enough room to at least do all three of them on this same fabric. I just don't have enough onyx. So I do need to order some more onyx even to finish this, because she did hers on 30 count and I'm doing it on 32 count. So maybe the two I have will be enough, but I don't think so. I believe at first I was going to do this one, and so that skulls in a planter, but I've changed my mind, and I'm going to do skulls behind the fence, which is this one. So the first one I'm going to do is that one, and then I'll go back and do probably this one if I decide to do more, but the pattern has all three. So Very, very happy with that. And this is being stitched on 32 count Prairie Land by Atomic Ranch. And this is one I really didn't get a lot of stitching done on. Okay, so I just worked on the leaf. So there's another set of leaves. Oh, there's this leaf, and it comes down to him. And this is the middle. So I'm gonna work this way. So that's where I'm at on that. This is fun to stitch. I had a blast. But I just would sit down, do a little bit, and go, oh, I really should get this done. And go do it. And then it's like, oh, I should get this done. Go and do it. So, yeah. I need to work a little bit harder getting some of these accomplished. And then I decided to work on Saga. And this is the Long Dog Sampler. I'm stitching this on 32 count Vintage Stormy Night Lugana. I believe it's by Swatgart. And before I had picked a kind of a ivory color to do all of these sections, like this little bit here, and these around that kind of make up the different borders, and then this would be the dark brown, and this would be the gold. I tried that, and it didn't really look good, so I decided to go ahead and order a different color, and this is, let's see, is that the right one? No, it's this one. This is PR 149 by Silks for You. So this is the new color I put in, and I'll show you all three of them together. So this is the motifs border. This is the inside of the motifs, and this is what surrounds the border, the main big border. So I think it looks fabulous. I hope you guys will agree. So I just did a little bit because I wanted to see. I did try the white first, but I had ordered this other color when I ordered the black for the different project, which is coming up for Little Acorns. So here we go. So you can see, I think it looks really good. The white was too much of a contrast. I wanted something kind of different. And I think it'll look really good because it's a lighter version of the gold. So I think it's going to look really cool once I get going. So very happy with how this is going to turn out. It's going to take me forever, but I'm really happy with how that's going to turn out. Okay, get everything back in here. Oops. Dropping stuff everywhere. Okay. Then after I did that, I went ahead and pulled Sugar Plum by Glendon Place. And I am stitching this on the called for fabric with the called for floss. So this is 28 count Sprayed Cashel Linen by Picture This Plus, I believe. Yeah, Picture This Plus. And I finished this motif, started this little motif. So I didn't get a whole lot accomplished, but yeah, I got this and going into here. And man, I like stitching on this. This is so much fun with the silks. And I believe the silks are, what are the silks? Their silks are dinky dyes. So I really, really like it. It's really nice to stitch with. Very happy with that. Okay, I'll set that up later. All right. So now starts Stitch the Winter Olympics, which is brought to us by the Nap Time Stitcher. And on February 6th is the open ceremonies, and it is a new start or something you started in 2026. So I decided not to start the creepy sampler, to just go ahead and work on little acorns to get it caught back up. You're going to see a lot of little acorn this month, sorry, but I really need to get it going. So here's the Modern Folk Embroidery little acorns, and that's their 2026 sale. So the second purchase was the black, and this is PR 70. So I will be using these two colors. So this is the animal color, and this is the rest. So I think it's going to look fabulous. And what I did is I ripped out the rest of the borders, and I put in the squirrel. So there's the squirrel in the black. I worked on, this one was already done. I worked on this, counted this, started the motif here, but this is mostly just back stitch. So I'm going to wait, and here is, I still need to add 2 more border lines, but I'm not going to work on that this next time it comes out. I'm going to go back up and work on February's. So this is February section. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And if I get February section done before the end of the month, then I will go down and count or stitch this one to get a little bit of it in, so I can put this border in and then just keep working. So this is supposedly the bottom. This is the second to the last border. And so I just need to run that one across, fill this up, frog some out of the bottom, and then I should be all good to go. But here's where I'm at right now. So I am very behind, but I believe I can get caught back up, and then figure out how much I have to stitch in a week and go from there. So that's the goal for that one. Okie dokie. Where's over here? The next one is called the Parade of Nations, where you stitch something patriotic for the nation of your choice. And I'm doing Let Freedom Ring. Let Freedom Ring, I did not do a whole bunch because I was really contemplating not working on it anymore, because I only really like the main building. So yeah, but then I decided against that. I'm going to go ahead and work on it. So this is 36 count Prim February Chococo by Extra Designs, and the project is by Leela Studios. Sorry, I'm kind of backwards on this one. So I am still way up here. And okay, I worked on the flag, and I filled in all the white stripes here. So obviously I still have more white stripes to do, but yeah, that's what I worked on. It was a lot of fun. Okie dokie. And then February 8th was Winter Olympics. So it stitched something related to winter, and mine was Country Cottage Needleworks, Santa's House, Santa's Village doing Santa's House. And I am stitching that all on 32 count Platinum Lugana by Zweigart. And I finished filling out the green on the tree, the door, and started working on the white. I also did this snowflake, which is a little bit out of where it's supposed to be, but it still works, so I just left it. I did have to rip out part of Santa because I had actually messed up doing all that, so I fixed it. So Santa is fixed, but that is where I'm at on Santa's Village. So yay. I'm really hoping, I think he has another stitching day, but I'm not sure. I would love to get at least the snow at the bottom done. So much fun. Okay. And the last thing I worked on, of course, is Gamer. So this is Gamer Nouveau, charted by Gecko Rouge. Art was by Medusa Dollmaker. And I am stitching her on 25 count, easy guide, 1/1 full cross. And I didn't do a whole lot. She was not my weekend stitch since I'm doing the Winter Olympics. So she's not going to get as much love as she has been getting in the past. But this next column, our next diagonal, will be her eye. So that's super exciting. And that's where I'm at. I did finish a diagonal, I think, this week. Yeah, I finished the diagonal. And starting a new diagonal. So I am, oh yeah, I am starting a new diagonal way up at the top. Okay. Yeah, so this week is the start of a new diagonal. So I am going to be doing right there. Because I like my diagonal stitching a lot. So, yay. Okay. So, that was everything I stitched on this week. I showed you the purchases. I did go ahead and go into 1, 2, 3 Stitch, and I picked up fabric and floss for this one. I am really hoping it gets here by the 11th because I have this scheduled as a thing to do on the 11th, but I kind of doubt it. So I do have another day I'm going to work on this. So yeah, I do want to start this month. So this is going to be started this month, and if it doesn't come in by the 11th, it will be started by the end of the month. So okay, I don't have my other things listed out, so I just have this little sheet of paper so I can tell you why I put these where I put them. Next month, I haven't been doing the acrostics by Jen Lee, but March I plan on doing the acrostics. So that'll be fun. Yeah. We'll see how I can fit things in, and because the games are fun. I am still playing the Thread Walker Saga. I didn't get a whole bunch accomplished on that since I didn't do a whole bunch on Gamer, but I am in the 500 row, so every time I want to level up, I have to do 500 stitches. So it's a lot. I have, I think, 3,200 stitches in right now into that week, or not week, but into that level 5. So it's going to be a big one because I rolled the dice on one of the monsters and had to do an extra 100. So this round I have to do 600 before I can move on to the next 500 block. So yeah, it's going to take me a while, especially playing the Olympics games. So I hope that you are all staying safe, healthy, and happy. And I hope that whatever you craft it to your heart's content. And I want to say a special thank you to everyone who is joining me this week, just because I haven't said it in a while. If you're new, thank you so much for coming in and checking me out. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. I really appreciate it. I really do. And so do your other Flosstubers. So I'll see you guys next week. Bye.